Number 8. Abandoned luxury sedans dealers can't give away. Absolute gold mines for grandparents under $10,000. A car with a Cadillac badge, a V8 under the hood, and heated leather seats that once stickered for $45,000 is sitting on a used lot right now with a price tag lower than a used Honda Civic. Nobody wants it. Not because it's broken, not because it's dangerous, because it's a big, soft, quiet sedan, and the entire market decided sedans are for grandparents now. Well, good, because if you are a grandparent, or you are shopping for one, that snobbery is about to save you thousands of dollars. These are 8 full-size luxury sedans that ride like a cloud, cost almost nothing to buy, and were engineered in an era when reliability actually meant something. Let us get into it. Number 8. The 2006 to 2011 Mercury Grand Marquis. Mercury doesn't exist anymore, and that alone tells you why these are cheap. The badge died in 2011, and buyers treat a discontinued nameplate like a warning sign instead of what it actually is, a clearance sale. Underneath that formal boxy sheet metal sits the 4.6-liter modular V8, the same engine family Ford used in the Mustang GT and the Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. It is body on frame, rear-wheel drive, with a simple 4-speed automatic that has been refined since the 1990s. There is no turbo, no direct injection, no complicated variable valve timing system to worry about. It just runs. Police departments use this exact platform for hundreds of thousands of miles because it was cheap to maintain and nearly impossible to kill. A 2008 Grand Marquis with 90,000 to 110,000 miles is going for $4,500 to $6,500 right now. The ride quality is genuinely plush, soft suspension, a cabin that swallows sound, and a trunk you could fit a full set of golf clubs and 2 suitcases into with room to spare. When shopping, check the rear air suspension if the trim has it, since bags can sag over time, and a conversion to coil springs runs about $300 to $400. Also, check the intake manifold gasket, a known wear item on the 4.6 that can weep coolant. An easy $150 fix if caught early. This is the car for someone who wants a smooth highway cruiser, easy entry and exit, and a trunk big enough for a lifetime of errands. Number 7. The 2003 to 2011 Lincoln Town Car. If the Grand Marquis is the value play, the Town Car is the flagship nobody remembers exists. This was Lincoln's top-of-the-line sedan, the same car that limousine companies across the country bought by the thousand, because it simply would not quit. It shares its 4.6-liter modular V8 and body-on-frame architecture with the Grand Marquis, but adds a longer wheelbase, more sound deadening, and a rear seat that has more legroom than most SUVs on sale today. Livery companies ran these to 300,000 and 400,000 miles doing nothing but oil changes, transmission services, and brakes. A 2005 Town Car Signature Limited with 100,000 to 130,000 miles sells for $5,000 to $7,000 today, sometimes less if it's coming off a fleet. That is a car with a manufacturer's suggested retail price north of $42,000 new. Check the same intake manifold gasket issue as the Grand Marquis and inspect the rear air suspension, since Town Cars almost always came with it standard. If the car sits noticeably low overnight, budget for compressor or bag replacement. Otherwise, this is about as bulletproof as American luxury ever got, and the ride is genuinely first class. Number 6. The 2006 to 2011 Buick Lucerne with the 3.9 or 4.6-liter V8. Buick spent decades building its reputation on one thing: comfort. And the Lucerne is the last full expression of that philosophy before Buick pivoted towards smaller crossovers. The CXS trim came with the North Star-derived 4.6-liter V8 shared with Cadillac, producing 275 horsepower, while the base and CXL trims used a smooth 3.8 or 3.9-liter V6 that is one of GM's most proven engines ever built. Both are naturally aspirated with a timing chain, not a belt, and both pair with a traditional 4-speed automatic that has years of durability behind it. A 2008 Lucerne CXL with 80,000 to 100,000 miles runs $5,500 to $7,500. The interior on higher trims genuinely rivals what Cadillac was building at the time, with real wood trim, a heated and cooled seat option, and a suspension tuned specifically to soak up bumps rather than communicate them. If you are shopping the V8 CXS model, check the timing chain tensioners, a known weak point on early Northstar-derived engines, and listen for a rattle on cold start. On the V6 models, there is very little to worry about beyond routine maintenance. This is the car for someone who wants Cadillac comfort without the Cadillac maintenance bill. Number 5. The 2006 to 2011 Cadillac DTS. Speaking of Cadillac, here's the real one, and it might be the most disrespected luxury sedan in America right now. The DTS was Cadillac's traditional old-school flagship, built on the same platform as the Lucerne and Town Car, but wrapped in Cadillac styling with a genuinely upscale cabin. It runs the Northstar 4.6-liter V8, producing around 275 to 292 horsepower depending on the year. An engine that, when properly maintained with regular coolant changes and no overheating events, can run past 200,000 miles without issue. The Northstar's reputation took a hit from head bolt problems on earlier 1990s applications. But by the 2006 to 2011 DTS generation, most of those issues had been engineered out. A 2007 DTS with 90,000 to 120,000 miles is sitting at $5,000 to $7,500 for a car that's stickered at nearly $47,000 new with options. Ride comfort is the entire point of this car, with a magnetic ride control system on some trims that actively adjusts the suspension in real time. When shopping, verify the coolant has been changed on schedule and ask if the vehicle has ever overheated, since that's the single biggest risk factor for the Northstar. Also check for a whine from the power steering pump, a cheap and common fix. This is the car for someone who wants the biggest, softest, most traditionally American luxury experience left on the used market. Number 4. The 2005 to 2012 Buick Park Avenue's spiritual successor, the Buick Lucerne aside. Let's talk about the 2004 to 2011 Toyota Avalon. This is where reliability numbers stop being close and start being embarrassing for the competition. The Avalon uses Toyota's 3.5-liter 2GRFE V6, the exact same engine that powers the Camry, the Highlander, and the Lexus RX 350. It is chain-driven, naturally aspirated, and paired with a smooth 6-speed automatic. RepairPal consistently ranks the Avalon near the top of the full-size sedan class, with annual repair costs well under $500 and a probability of major repair in the single digits. A 2007 Avalon Limited with 100,000 to 130,000 miles is going for $5,500 to $7,500. What makes the Avalon special for an older driver specifically is the seating position. Higher than a Camry, easier to get in and out of, combined with a cabin that Toyota deliberately isolated from road and wind noise to compete directly with Lexus. Check the VVTi oil line for seepage, the same known issue found on other 2GRFE applications, and inspect the interior trim for UV fading if the car spent time in a hot climate. Beyond that, there is very little to worry about. This is quite simply one of the most dependable full-size sedans ever built, and the market is pricing it like a rental car. Number 3. The 2007 to 2012 Lexus LS430, or if you want to go even cheaper, the earlier 2001 to 2006 LS430. The LS430 in particular is one of the greatest values in the entire used car market. It uses the 4.3-liter 3UZFE V8, an engine so overbuilt that Toyota engineers reportedly targeted a service life comparable to their commercial truck engines. It makes 290 horsepower, runs a timing belt that needs replacement, around 90,000 to 100,000 miles for about $800 to $1,000. And beyond that has almost no documented chronic failures. A 2004 LS430 with 120,000 to 150,000 miles can be found for $6,500 to $9,000. For a car that had an MSRP well north of $55,000 new, and was, at the time, considered Lexus's answer to the Mercedes S-Class. The interior quality on these is extraordinary for the price, with real wood, a self-leveling air suspension, and a cabin so quiet that early reviewers used to test them by balancing a coin on the dashboard at highway speed. When shopping, confirm the timing belt service history, since that is the single biggest expense on the horizon, and check the air suspension for sagging, which usually means it's time for new air struts. A $600 to $900 job per corner if done aftermarket, rather than at a Lexus dealer. This is the car for someone who wants genuine flagship luxury and doesn't care that it's 20 years old. Number 2, the 2005 to 2011 Volvo S80 with the inline-6 or the 3.2-liter naturally aspirated engine, specifically avoiding the turbocharged 5-cylinder models if long-term reliability is the priority. Volvo built the S80 as a genuine competitor to the Mercedes E-Class and BMW 5 Series, with some of the best seats in the business, a reputation Volvo has held on to since the 1970s, and safety engineering that was frankly ahead of its time. The naturally aspirated inline-6 produces around 235 horsepower, is chain-driven, and avoids the turbo-related carbon buildup issues that plague some of Volvo's smaller displacement engines. A 2007 S80 with 90,000 to 120,000 miles is sitting around $5,500 to $7,500. Volvo's seats remain some of the most ergonomically designed in the industry, something orthopedic specialists have praised for decades, which makes this a genuinely smart pick for anyone dealing with back or hip discomfort on long drives. Check the electronic throttle body for carbon buildup and inspect the front control arm bushings, a known wear item that causes clunking over bumps and runs about $300 to $400 to fix per side. This is the car for someone who wants Scandinavian safety engineering and genuinely supportive seating at a price that makes no sense for what it delivers. Number 1. The 1998 to 2004 Cadillac Seville STS, specifically because it might be the single most overlooked luxury sedan value in the entire used market. This was Cadillac's performance flagship of that era, using the Northstar V8 in a sportier, tighter chassis than the DTS, with 275 to 300 horsepower, depending on the year. What makes the STS stand out for an older buyer specifically is the combination everyone assumes is a contradiction: genuine ride, comfort, paired with confident planted highway handling, so it never feels floaty or vague at speed the way some full-size sedans do. You can find a clean 2002 STS with 100,000 to 130,000 miles for $4,000 to $6,500, sometimes less. Just like the DTS, the biggest thing to verify is cooling system maintenance, since an overheated Northstar can develop head gasket issues that are expensive to correct. Ask for coolant change records, check for any history of the check engine light related to coolant level sensors, and inspect for oil leaks around the valve covers, a cosmetic but common issue on higher mileage examples. If the car has been properly maintained, and many were, since original owners tended to be exactly the kind of meticulous drivers who keep detailed service records, this is as close to a flagship luxury bargain as the used market gets. So there you have it, 8 full-size luxury sedans that dealers can barely give away, sitting on lots because the market decided big, comfortable, quiet cars are somehow uncool. The Mercury Grand Marquis and Lincoln Town Car with their bulletproof modular V8s and limousine-grade durability. The Buick Lucerne and Cadillac DTS with real American flagship comfort for a fraction of their original price. The Toyota Avalon with reliability numbers that embarrass the entire segment. The Lexus LS430 with genuine flagship engineering at a used Corolla price. The Volvo S80 with seats that were designed by people who actually studied the human spine. And the Cadillac STS, the sleeper of the entire list. Proof that you can still buy real performance luxury under $10,000 if you know where dealers stop looking. If this kind of straight talk helps you shop smarter, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.